I'm kind of going live on the fly here as I'm walking overlook of the St. Lawrence all seconds, but I don't know what's going to happen. There's people everywhere. My dog might do something. So, but I want to talk to you about the total lunar eclipse this Sunday. Let's see if I remember the time. I vaguely remember, I think it's 11 a.m. I can't remember right now. So I'll post that in the chat. So here's the beautiful view. Let's see how much you can see. This is the St. Lawrence. So this is called the fluve. It's a fluve, and that's where a river gets very, very wide. So it feels like an ocean, but you can barely make out the other side of the river on the south side. So on the north side here, in a town called actually I'm in Bergeron, near Tadoussac. Okay, so this lunar eclipse is a kite formation. And of course, the sun is in Virgo right now. It's the degree of the eclipse is 15 degrees, 22 minutes. And I don't know where my dog is, so this will be a multitasking video here. She'll come back. So you might know Marnie if you know us. I'll try to get her. Oh, here she is. Try to get her on. So Marnie's a Leo. There she goes. So she has to make an appearance. Okay. We have the sun at 15 degrees. That means, of course, the moon is also at 15 degrees. And it's total lunar eclipse because the nodes are actually only at 18 degrees. The north node is in Pisces. So it's only 3 degrees difference. And an eclipse happens within 14 degrees. The sun and the moon are within 14 degrees of the nodes. So this is a total eclipse because it's so close. I forget. I think if it's in 4 degrees, it's total. I forget that one too. So, of course, that means the moon will look like it's totally reflecting, and that just means it's very powerful. The big deal is that we just had Saturn, which has been retrograde. Retrograde's 5 months out of the year, go back into Pisces. So this is, if you're feeling anything since about the weekends, like it's a bit unpleasant. I'm trying to think of a way to make this very positive, that aspect of it, the Saturn, but we've been dealing with that for the last few years. You know, Saturn did move into Aries, so we know what that feels like, this new energy. It's kind of bringing in like, wow, what's the new world that's on its way. But right now, we're dealing with about 5 months of, and hello everyone, this is my first time going live on YouTube, so you might be new to me. My name's Alison, and thanks for joining me here. I'm speaking about the total lunar eclipse on this Sunday. So yeah, feel free to drop anything in the chat, like your sign, or if you're excited about the eclipse, or how you're doing, because Saturn in Pisces is bringing a little bit of that heavy energy back. Saturn in Pisces, or the 12th house, if someone has it in their natal chart, it's going to bring a lot of focus and energy into the unconscious. So I usually tell folks when I see Saturn in the 12th house that they're here to learn how to meditate. It's pretty much like a guaranteed. Like, often they will find themselves in long meditations, like at an ashram doing a vipassana. If anybody's done that, I have not. I know I'd probably be good for me. It's when you spend an extended time in that meditative, quiet space. It might give you some things to meditate on, like some ideas, but you're quiet, you're silent. That's the whole thing, is that you're silent for that time. So when you're doing that, you're allowing the unconscious to breathe, and you're prioritizing that instead of prioritizing the busy life that we're used to having, especially in the West, and that's Virgo. So Virgo is a physical, right? And Pisces, where these eclipses are happening, is the metaphysical or non-physical, and everything spiritual. So if you're just tuning in, I want to just get to the point. So in case you hop off, that right now the answer to everything is spirituality. And that can mean meditation. It just means going within and prioritizing your soul, listening to your higher self, the true calling, and really just not stressing out and focusing on if you have any problems, if you have a project, you have a job, you have maybe a health issue, something. You want to not spin your wheels trying to figure it out and not have anxiety. You want to, again, like, go into like a trusting mode, a silence mode, whatever helps you get there. You might need to do some things like to move you through. Like today I was getting all these things done, and then like I started to feel that this Saturn in Pisces, it just felt a little heavy. And I put on some music, and it started to get me out of that energy. And so, that might work for you. Music is very good, creativity. But anything that gets you in a meditative mode. Not everybody meditates in the same way. It's one thing to say, okay, go sit cross-legged and sit and quiet your mind. That's not going to work for everyone. You might, I don't love labels, but I'm sure I'm on the spectrum, ADHD, I'm sure, all of that. So I have my own ways. Like, you can look at your 12th house to show you your best way to meditate. So that's really helpful. And you could always write me and I could send you information about that. So back to about the eclipse. So it's a kite formation. And what makes it a kite is that the sun and the moon being at 15 degrees of Virgo, the sun, and the moon at 15 degrees of Pisces, there's actually a grand water trine. And the grand water trine, it makes a more direct kite with the Virgo sun, which is very interesting because the Virgo sun is ruled by Mercury, right? Or governed, because it's governed by Mercury. And Mercury is also right now in Virgo, very close to the sun, a couple degrees away. And of course, the south node is there. This is why I'm saying it's the south node. That's why I'm saying everything right now is we need to remember to go to the north node, to Pisces. That's why spirituality is the answer right now. And hello, everyone, for checking this out. I'm really glad you're here. I wish the background was showing up because I'm on the St. Lawrence River and it's gorgeous. And I'll probably give another cameo here to my dog. You can say, sorry, it just kicked me out. I'm in Rome. I'm roaming in Canada, of course, on my phone. So I was just pointing out the St. Lawrence River, and it's called a fluve, and it's where the river is very wide. It seems like an ocean, but you can make out the south, the other side, on the south side there. So, okay, we have Mercury is governing the chart, and let's see, I'll do it so you can see the river. You have Mercury governing the chart, and that's really important because it's governing most of the chart because of where all the planets are. Venus is in Leo, and that means it's ruled by the sun, which is in Virgo. And then Venus is governing also Mars, which is in Libra. So everything goes back to Mercury. It makes Mercury very, very powerful for this. So, and Mercury in Virgo can figure everything out. It knows, it's dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Like, so that's all there. It's just that it's the south node. So you want to know when it becomes too much. You want to know when to call it, like, if you're struggling or if, some of how good that view is. This is a cute little view. This is Marnie. She loves her walks. So basically, with Mercury being so important on the south node, it just means to be very aware of your pup up. Good job. Okay, great. So hi again. And let's see. I'm working out. I don't know if you can hear me. There's a few people here. Thanks again for checking this out. If you want to hit the button, because I'm going to be doing a lot of videos now, and about a couple different subjects. So astrology is my main thing. I've been doing astrology for a long time. So there's a grand water trine. And whenever there's grand water trine, which means there's planets in all three of the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, that means that there's a lot of healing. So we have Jupiter in Cancer, which is the best spot for Jupiter. So it's very nurturing, very caring, supportive energy, motherly, nurturing. And then there's, of course, the North Node. And now Saturn is back in Pisces. So, and the moon will be there for the eclipse. So that energy is in spiritual realms. With Saturn going back, it's bringing us back to this ending. It's not just as simple as, okay, it's we need to go meditate. It's we're talking about all sorts of like ancestral things that are coming up, where we're dealing with the karma of a very, very long time. It's hard to even guess. I would say thousands of years, because we can see that's coming up in all of the world events, and everything is coming to a crescendo. And so there's going to be all sorts of endings, and we're all trying to prepare ourselves with that. With Pluto in Aquarius, we can see, how the world's going to drastically change with AI. So we're all kind of preparing for that. This is a way to prepare. This is a way to get your mind straight with the Virgo on the South Node, and get your soul and your spiritual life in alignment, and just trusting it all. So if you want to drop in the chat, like any way you do this, like any way you like to meditate, or how you find your divine connection and center. I'm here nature. I think that's my favorite everyday thing to do, and my dog appreciates that. So there's that. And I like to listen to meditative like music, and sometimes I'll listen to talks. Like I like to listen to, what do they call them? Like I'll do like the Terrence McKenna AMSR, like that kind of thing. We're just kind of mostly listening. And yeah, I play an instrument. There's different things. So, and we want to connect to the waters and honor the waters. And so doing like paying respect to bodies of water that you're, and honoring that water holds consciousness, its own memory. And you could do even just a blessing. Your intention really can make a big difference to the waters. And let's see what else. I think that's good. The Scorpio energy, I'll finish off with talking about the Scorpio energy. That has a lot of the, see, I could look it up. I think it's like Black Moon Lilith and Juno, and I believe there's another, maybe an asteroid goddess. It's a very feminine energy. These are not planets, but they are important. So, and they count especially because there's three of them together, and they really make that grand trine strong. So that does bring in, for Scorpio being about transformation, it's really gonna help to whatever's coming up for you, especially with Saturn going back into Pisces and things coming up in your unconscious to really tackle. It might come up in a larger way than it ever has before, because this is like we're getting deeper and deeper. It's like getting clearer and clearer, and it's getting more archetypal. So you'll get these very clear insights about what's going on in your unconscious. And then with the Scorpio energy, that's the cleanup crew of it, and that's will enable us to go deeper. So all of that's grand water, with Jupiter, of course, helping to. Jupiter there is making it known that there's help. Okay, there's support. So if you need support, there probably would be somebody, or maybe you'll find that you are able to support yourself in ways you never knew. Healing even family, that's a big piece of this. So okay, so the kite again is connects with the South Node with the Virgo energy, and that's where the energy is going through. The kite is that's the triangle, but it's going through the South Node. So that's another reason why the Virgo energy is so important. Not only is Mercury in Virgo ruling everything, but the kite. So it's the focus is both the south node and the north node. The south node being the past, what we're healing and growing, like the karma, and then the north node being the Darma, the way forward. So to wrap everything up, spirituality is the answer for anything going on. You have anything, you stub your toe this week. Spirituality, figure, find out, what was I just thinking? What was I just doing? What this just brought me back into my body? Why did I need that to happen? Or, something like that. But this week, spiritual bypassing is not okay, but saying like, what's the spiritual meaning is absolutely the key right now. And then paying a lot of attention to your mind and doing things that will help balance any possibility of like over analyzing and anything like that, but still really utilizing it, because it is very important right now. So Virgo is very much like divine holding and integrating different parts of yourself. So I will end on that note. Thank you so much for tuning in, and definitely hit the like and share something about your spiritual journey and how you're doing this week. And I wish you well and starry blessings. Bye-bye.